fuck with us, you insane in the mind. You cowards way out of line. Money talk, boy, you wasting my time. You don't wanna put the work in, you just wanna taste of the shine. Real talk, so it's hard to trust. I'm in it for the long ride, like I drive a chartered bus. Scars and blood from the deadly bars I bust. And all we trust, the army body bombs off us. Log about it, naysayer, you can hardly doubt.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the new and improved Live, Laugh, Larait. My name is Daniel. I'm making it kayfabe that my last name is Pants. So I'm just in order to like create a layer between reality and this. You can now refer to me as Mr. Pants, but I'm joined by somebody who is much more prestigious, much more important. Jordan Holt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I feel like this has been a long time coming. I feel bad. Like everybody that's in your group, like you might be the last one.
Yeah.
But like we said on Yaya's, we saved the best for last. So excited to have you on here tonight. Where can everybody find you? Where can they buy merch from you? If they see you at a show, what can they bring you, like candy wise or energy drink wise?
I'm usually good on the energy drinks myself. Candy wise, I'll accept anything blue raspberry.
Okay.
So whatever you got, appreciate it. Or butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
I'm old, so if you can give me a butterscotch, I'd appreciate it.
So you're okay if somebody brings you some Werther's Original?
Yes.
Okay.
That's preferred.
Okay.
Give me a Werther's Original, you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
You just walk around with some Werther's in your pocket?
No, that's why you bring it to me.
Okay. It's like a little treat. Okay. I respect it. I respect it.
And then you can find me on pretty much most social media at Jordan D. Holt.
Yeah.
Holt. For merchandise, shoot me a message, or you can find me at a show and I'll have it on me.
Okay. And I saw is the What a Maneuver store, is that still a good place or just?
Yeah, that's a good place. You can get a variety of different things from hoodies to onesies,
Okay.
long sleeves, short sleeves, V-necks, whatever you want.
So also, if you have a baby and they don't have a Jordan Holt onesie, you're doing it wrong.
Okay, I thought you were talking about me having a.
Oh no.
Okay, no.
Okay. But when the time comes, I hope that it'll be rocking your merch. Wu-Tang shirt. Who's your favorite Wu-Tang member?
Method Man.
Method Man. Is he the best actor of the?
He's the best actor, but not the best rapper. He's my favorite, but not the best rapper.
Who's the best rapper?
That's Ghostface Killer.
Okay.
But Method Man is my favorite. He was the first one I knew of. Watching How High, that's like my favorite movie since it came out.
Yeah.
I should not have been watching it at 4, but I was watching it when I was 4. So yeah, Method Man is a dude.
As a 4-year-old, what is your favorite part of How High?
Man, there's so many good moments in that movie. Honestly, it's probably when the dean got high.
Mm-hmm.
When he ate that weed runners and they went to the party. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite scene. All
right. So 4-year-old Jordan Holt watching How High.
That's not the worst movie I watched when I was 4.
Okay, let's have a list.
You got The Players Club.
Okay.
Lockdown. I'm not talking about it. We're gonna breeze right past Lockdown. I watched the Boondocks when it came out, so I was probably like 9.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else. Just any of those R-rated movies that I probably should have been watching. I was watching. Road Trip.
Road Trip. That's it's a wild
American
one.
Pie. All of those. I've seen the entire catalog.
Every movie that your parents probably don't want you to watch, you see.
They didn't care.
Amazing. I feel like if you let your kids see the world and like do things, then they're going to be a lot more chill when it comes time to like actually make decisions.
Pretty much. I mean, we had like a whole DVD case of like all of that stuff, and they never stopped me, so it was just whatever.
Yeah, my parents are very strict on my brother, and he like we weren't allowed to watch like Pee Wee Herman and the Rugrats, and then my brother kind of decided to get arrested a few times, and then they just decided to let me do whatever I wanted to. So I agree with you. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Clearly, you weren't the bad apple.
No. Maybe now. Maybe I've trended, but we'll see.
Well, you did change your last name.
Yeah, I did. It's not for. It's for police reasons. You heard it here first. But 4 years old. Are you watching wrestling yet?
Oh, absolutely. I've been watching wrestling since I was 2.
So 2.
Yes.
I trying to think if I remember anything from when I was 2 years old.
I remember wrestling, how to spell pop, and job because of Friday.
So, what are your first memories of wrestling?
I know the exact one. It was No Mercy 99, Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. That ladder match.
Okay, so that's a perfect.
Yes, I stole that DVD from my cousin. Either he gave it to me or I stole it, but I'm pretty sure I stole it.
Yeah, if it's from family, it's not stealing.
So yeah, that's probably the first memory, and then everything from then on, just watching it on UPN, watching SmackDown on UPN.
Those were the glory days for me because we didn't have cable, so UPN was all we had,
Yep.
and
Public Access has some wrestling on it.
Yeah.
There was an all women's promotion. I don't know for sure if it was Women's Extreme Wrestling, but it was one of those promotions.
So when you saw the DVD, how far removed was that from that actual time? When did you actually start watching on TV? What time period?
If that was No Mercy 99, I remember pretty much being already in preschool. I was born in 97, so I was in preschool already drawing wrestlers and making the Raw stage, drawing that out and all that kind of stuff. So it couldn't have been too far from then.
So who are your favorite wrestlers?
The Hardys, The Rock. Once the invasion happened, that's when I really started getting into ECW and WCW wrestlers. So Booker T off rip, RVD off rip, the Hurricane. I love Kane and Undertaker, those guys.
Is it weird to know especially in the North Carolina scene how close those guys are? So maybe you haven't met them, but everybody has a story about them back in the day or all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's one of the first things I looked up when I first moved down here from Detroit was how far is Charlotte from Cameron?
Oh.
That was literally one of the first things.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So Detroit. Have you seen the show Detroiters?
Yes.
Are you a fan?
Yes.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
Comedy Central, DVR. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I imagine it's probably better if you're from Detroit, but I think that's one of the more perfect shows that have been out around. But to digress, so what age did you move to North Carolina?
That was 2012, so I think I was 15 going on 16.
Okay, so you were growing up in the Detroit area. Did you ever because bigger cities get the better shows? Did you ever get to attend any shows when you were there or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anytime Raw or SmackDown came through, I went ahead and went. WrestleMania 23, I got to go to that. I wish I would have went to more indie shows when I was there, but just I'm saying I didn't really know too much about it.
Yeah.
But for sure, anytime WWE came through, I was there.
Do you think that people sleep on Little Caesars?
Yes, Little Caesars is great, especially when you heat it up the next day.
Yeah,
I think that's better than being fresh.
Really?
Yes.
It's a life hack from somebody from the land of Little Caesars. Do you like the Detroit style pizza over regular pizza, or do you have any loyalty with there?
If it's Jets Pizza, yes.
Okay.
But that might just be a brand specific one. I don't know. People got mixed feelings about it. I don't think it's that deep personally.
Yeah.
Speaking of deep, I mean, we kind of pause. Speaking of deep, we had a deep dish restaurant called Pizza Popula's down there. I think I love that as well. That's like a delicacy to me. They got a seafood deep dish. That's fire.
Interesting. What's on the seafood deep dish?
It's got I don't know if it's cocktail sauce. It's like a seafood sauce reminiscent of cocktail sauce. There's lobster, crab, I believe shrimp, and then of course your cheese. And it's
amazing.
The greatest pizza I've ever had in my life.
I feel like pizza is the perfect medium for creativity.
Yes.
There's so many different First, the base. You can start with the base barbecue Alfredo. You can build
Pineapples, yes or no?
No, I don't like
Oh my
pineapples in general. I it's a texture thing for me.
A texture. What is y'all?
When
It's
you,
the funniest thing when people don't like food because of the texture.
yeah,
I don't know why.
when
I
you
don't
say
want to tell y'all to grow up, but I'm like the texture. Like that's
when
fair,
you
I guess.
when
I
you
understand.
say when you say y'all, do you mean white people?
No, I mean everybody.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Not just because it's usually doesn't mean it's always.
Yeah, no. I wish it wasn't a texture thing with me because I eat like a little kid. Like it's either like chicken tenders or burgers for me, and I hate it. It's embarrassing. Like
Hey man, you ain't the only one.
yeah, but it's my cross to bear, and there are worse things that could be wrong with me.
That's fair.
Are you a Detroit sports fan?
Out of necessity, yes. The
Yeah,
reason I say that, if we don't support them, nobody's going to.
true.
So if we don't show up, we lose the team. We don't really want to lose the team. We just hope they do better. So it's like you kind of gotta support
Yeah,
for
yeah,
better or worse.
I got you. Do you have one that you support out of necessity the most?
Uh, I'll always rock with the Pistons.
Those
Um,
Pistons teams in the like mid 2000s,
yeah,
and Griffin, Chauncey Billups. Those were
and
some.
I'm hanging on to that in
Yeah,
all honesty. But it's like, what are we doing? I'll always rock a Detroit Tigers hat. If you see me at a show, 9 times out of 10, I probably have on a Detroit Tigers hat.
yeah,
I love the Red Wings. The Lions, finally, I guess they're
yeah,
finally doing
yeah,
better. So we'll
yeah.
see how that goes.
It's a tough, it's a tough world being. If I do this, does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, that's that's where you live at in Detroit. So
Yeah,
like I'm somewhere in here. Detroit's in this
yeah,
area.
I
And then
love
there's
it.
also a whole nother peninsula,
Yeah.
which is this up here.
My best friend is from, I don't know which part, but like anytime I'm like asking him a question, he just breaks out the hand. He's like, "Well," it's like that
Oh
means
God,
that means nothing to me. Like
he's one of those.
yeah. Last Michigan question: do you think that the Great Lakes are haunted?
I hadn't heard anything about them being haunted. So not to my knowledge. I would hope
Okay.
not.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube the other day, and apparently
Mm.
there's like a Bermuda Triangle esque like area in the Great Lakes where like just weird shit happens.
Well, we don't really explore
Mhm.
that much, and what I'm saying, I don't really. If it's haunted, I wouldn't know. I ain't going
Yeah,
out there. You know,
yeah,
we got Belle Isle. That's about it. Which is like we got Belle Isle, we got Lake St. Clair, we got like a couple different bodies of water around Detroit.
Mhm.
Anything above that scale, I'm good. Y'all got that?
So, have you ever seen a ghost?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
If I did, he wouldn't bothering me, and I wouldn't bothering it. You know.
this is a detour that you may or may not care for, but apparently in like Australia,
Hmm.
the ghosts are a lot more chill. Like I don't know what it is. Like I listened to a podcast about Australian ghosts the other day.
Okay.
But back to wrestling. So Booker T was a big one. RVD. I feel like those, like RVD for me was like a game changer. Booker
Yeah.
T so I came in like 2004, 2005 when it was King Booker, and I hated
Okay.
Booker T, but that's what he wanted.
As you
So
should.
yeah, what's the like most like favorite live wrestling experience that you had growing up?
I mean, there's so many. I would probably say WrestleMania 23.
Okay, that's
Um,
RVD Money in the Bank.
that's Jeff. No, that's who won that Money in the Bank? Was that Mr. Kennedy? Mr. Kennedy Money in the Bank.
Okay, I'm thinking of maybe 20. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
That's Jeff Hardy jumping off onto Edge.
Oh shit.
That's that money. That's that WrestleMania. That's Shawn Michaels, John Cena,
Oh okay. Yeah.
Batista, Undertaker.
Shit. That's good.
Yeah,
That's good
that's a
shit.
good.
I love Batista. I don't feel like Batista like I feel like there was such a short time for Batista
Mhm.
that a lot of people like stopped watching in that time because it's like post Attitude Era. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this thing's dumb. But like for me as a kid, Batista was the shit. So also I think he might be the best wrestling actor.
Yes, you got me on that one.
Yeah. Like The Rock, I enjoy a good Rock movie, but I think Batista's got it down. So, at what point do you decide I want to be more than a fan and you want to start being a wrestler?
Against those two, like that's always been my dream.
Okay, so that's always been like,
Yeah, that's always been the one.
So your parents seem like they're pretty chill. Were they supportive in this regard too? Like,
Yeah. Again, it's just me and my mom, but yeah,
okay.
but yeah, absolutely. I think she knew. Everybody in my family pretty much knew
You were that
that
kid.
it pretty much wasn't no stopping me at that point.
Yeah.
You know, I was dedicated. You know, so once I did it, it was like no surprise at all.
Yeah, and so I'm guessing you moved to North Carolina, and at that point you kind of start with the training, or was there like some things going on before you made the move?
I wish I would have started as soon as I moved down here, but it wasn't until after high school. This was 2019, where I first was like, all right, cool, let's do it now.
Yeah.
So I'd always thought about it and contemplated it. I knew it was only a matter of time because that thought of being a wrestler never went away.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of me finally doing it. So in 2019, as soon as I got the car that I have now, I called High Spots. I asked them what was up, what did I need to do. They said, well, come Tuesday, all you gotta do is watch. I think I called them on a Tuesday, so I went right after work.
Yeah.
Went and watched, because you got to watch before you pay and all that other stuff. And then once I finally got the money to start, I started in January of 2020.
That's
which is the worst year to start.
Yeah,
wrestling.
that's exactly like
whatever.
At what point did you discover independent wrestling?
I want to say when I got into YouTube for real. So that might have been 2006, 2007.
Okay.
And that's when you had to watch matches in parts.
Yeah.
Like 20 parts just to watch a 10-minute match. That kind of stuff.
Kids have it so easy this day.
So easy.
Yeah.
But then that was also the day and age of the tribute video. So there was always so many CZW tributes, ROH tributes, New Japan tributes. Just so that's how I really got into stuff that wasn't mainstream.
So were there any like independent like wrestlers that you like latched onto?
Once I found out about Wrestling Society X, that opened up a door. So it is what it is. I was big into Teddy Hart at that time, Jack Evans, Human Tornado, just from watching WSX on MTV, and then ROH. I like Samoa Joe, and I was also watching TNA since 2004. So I didn't necessarily consider that an indie just because it was on TV, and I ain't know no better. But yeah, like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Chris Sabin, all of those guys. I loved all of that.
When
Elix Skipper.
So when you were thinking about becoming a wrestler before you did it, like growing up, what kind of wrestler did you want to be? Like, or when you like had those dreams, like who were you? And
I watched too much Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
And too much RVD. So literally just both of them. Anytime I made a character on a game, it was literally just, I'm Jeff Hardy or I'm RVD.
What is the dumbest thing that you've ever jumped off of as a result of?
As a wrestler so far?
Or just like as a kid?
In general. Oh, anything really. I mean, I was a lot dumber back then.
Yeah.
As a wrestler, I know I need to get to my next match. So I'm at least cautious of that. As a kid, I did not care.
Awesome.
You know what? I got it. I jumped off the couch, hit the table. This was at my sister's house. I don't think I was bleeding, but I had a knot on the side of my head. I was like 5.
There you go. So
and I think it was dark in that room, so I don't know why I was jumping around, busting my head on the table.
Yeah. So fast forward 2020, Tuesday. That's George South, right?
Mm-hmm.
First thoughts on George South?
I didn't think anything bad. Like I grew up watching Tough Enough.
Okay.
So I saw it as just normal business. Like this is what it's supposed to be. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's tough, he's strict, but that's how it's supposed to be. That's how I saw it.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching Taz beat everybody up on Tough Enough. So But yeah, no, I thought that he was a pretty good trainer just off that first glance, and I knew that I was in the right hands from that.
What did you think about him as a person? Because he's got a very unique.
I think that's it. Unique.
Yeah, yeah,
He's George. I think that's the word to describe him. He's George.
yeah.
You know.
Have you ever met him at a Bojangles? The done business.
Not a Bojangles, but it was Wendy's.
Okay.
It was Wendy's. He was behind me at Wendy's.
Mm.
I looked behind me. I said, I know that ain't George. And this was like a week before I was about to wrestle him too.
Uh-huh.
I said, I know that ain't who I think it is. And it was George. So I told the lady, like, hey, go ahead and pay for the dude behind me too.
Yeah.
Then I looked out. I said, George, what's up, man? He said, oh my gosh, hey, how are you? Don't know, we're gonna work soon. And then yeah, that was it. I went on about my day.
Awesome. Ever talk about Jessica Simpson?
No.
See, I've heard
Molly Holly, yes, but not Jessica Simpson.
I've heard from some people, and maybe it's that with the female wrestlers, he talks more about Jessica Simpson than with the male wrestlers. But like, you either have heard him talk about it a lot, or you've never heard him talk about it. So
yeah,
apparently that's his big crush.
He got a couple.
Yeah. Who is in your like starting class there at High Spots?
It was Lucky Ali, Ian Maxwell, Rayhan Antez, Movie Mike, Kayla Marie, Brittany Jade, Zay Vega a couple months later, but yeah, Null again like a few months later.
So what was like the adjustment like for you with training? Did you play sports prior to this or?
Yeah, I always tried to play a sport, even if it wasn't on a team. Certain years, but I'd always stayed sporty, if that makes sense. Like I always tried to stay active, do some type of sports. I'm a baby kid at heart, so it was like just growing up, you got to go outside and do something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Typically, it's a sport. So yeah.
Yeah. A lot of tackle football on the dirt with all the neighbors.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I still to this day think, or I was hot shit as a running back. I feel like I missed my calling because I was just dusting fuckers off like left and right. Like I've always been a big kid, but I've been a little quicker than I should be.
Okay.
So I feel like I could be like the next big thing, but I just never pursued it. I actually quit football because of Yu-Gi-Oh. You remember the WB Kids?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. Like after school, like I kept missing like WB Kids, and I was like, sorry, Dad.
Hey, I get it. I was big on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Jackie Chan Adventures, Shaolin Showdown,
Pokemon,
of course, yeah. Who's your like go-to starter Pokemon? Like, are you a fire, water, grass?
Fire. I'm always fire.
So, what was like your first like time in the ring with training? Like, as somebody who's dreamed of wrestling your entire life, what was it like stepping in the ring for the first time?
It was like I was nervous, but like I wasn't shy about it. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I wasn't like, no, I can't do this. It was just like, okay, cool, let's do it. But I was shaking the whole time.
Yeah,
you couldn't see it, but I was shaking. I had goosebumps. But I guess it was good goosebumps because I was like, okay, cool, here we go, let's do it. Yeah. There was a lot of people watching us because George class, you're looking at like 30 kids. So there's 30 eyes on me, or I guess 60 eyes on me. So knowing that, yeah, once I got the first bump out of the way and once I'm in the middle for so long, then it kind of just like, okay, cool, I'm loosening up a little bit. So yeah, you kind of just got to do it.
This is a question that I've never asked, and it might be a shitty question, but like, has there ever been somebody that, like joined and just like immediately quit? It was like,
yes. Yep.
Are there any like fun stories behind that, or like?
Oh Lord, yeah. There's a few. One that sticks out, and I'm not gonna be long-winded on it. there was a lady who signed up. Um, I don't think she had her first date with George. She had her first date with Caprice,
Uh,
and she just wanted to wrestle immediately. I mean, immediately. I don't know if she had prior wrestling experience or not. I don't know, but she just wanted to get in the ring and go. She didn't want to do no drills, no rolls. She wasn't there for that.
yeah.
She just wanted to have an actual match. Sure enough, that's what she got. She went outside, threw up, I think, did not come back inside. She was just in her car, cooling off, I guess, and then she pulled
Yeah.
off.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what
Yeah.
that was, but I don't think I've ever seen her again.
It's a SpongeBob meme in real life. What was your character like? Or like, what did you like, or how long would you say it came till you like felt like confident in what you were?
So I had like a bunch of characters that I wanted to do, but then I saw other people doing that already. And for me, I'm just like, I don't want to do it no more. I'm one of those kind of people. I'm just like, all right, I don't want to do it no more. I'll come up with something else. It eventually ended up being just me turned up to 100. I know that's cliche, but
No, it's fine.
but
Yeah.
I think that's even better. Just for me as a person to really open up in public spaces. You know what I'm saying? I'm an introvert at heart, so
Same.
when it
Yeah.
comes to wrestling, I'm able to be a little more extrovert and a little bit more me. You get to see the me that everybody will see, or my closer friends can
Yeah.
see. You'll really get to see that in the spotlight.
Do you feel like with wrestling, it's like almost like a release for you? Like it's like a
Yes.
chance to kind of like just get all of that. I wouldn't say energy out because like I'm introverted and I know that energy is like when you talk about introverted, it's always draining of the energy instead of like giving it back.
Yeah.
But do you feel that like charges your battery back up and kind of
Yeah, it gives me something to look forward to, in all
Yeah.
honesty. Like when I'm done with everything in the daytime,
yeah
I have wrestling after that. And then that's when I'm able to be Jordan.
yeah
You know what I'm saying? Anything that I got to do for like work or whatever it is like, all right, cool, let's just get this out the way
oh yeah
because my day hasn't even started yet.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Feel that. That's very relatable. So how far into training do you have like your first match in front of a crowd?
Okay. Now, mind you, it's during COVID. So
yeah.
I started training January 2020. I had my first match February 2021.
Okay.
So I just got I just got to have a match in Black History Month. Like it was like the end of Black History Month. I was like, all right, cool.
So like what were you I guess what was COVID like? Because I've heard a lot of different stories of how COVID has been active people, but it seems like for you, like you didn't like you just got your foot in the water and then they closed the pool.
Yeah, so I couldn't complain too much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm brand new at this point. So, you know, I don't even know what was before. I don't know what the before times were. So I can't really complain too much. I will say I do think I missed out on some things because of COVID.
Yeah.
You know, like had things not shut down, you only know what could have happened. You know what I'm saying? So
Of course, yeah. There are some things though that I feel like with COVID that the world is better for, like people like staying the fuck away from you.
yes,
Like
I miss social distancing so much.
yeah, like anytime somebody like gets up on me, like I turn around. I'm like, are you okay? Like,
Especially at work, I'm just like, yo, can you get off my neck?
yeah,
Like, what's happening, bro?
yeah. As an introvert, like some parts of COVID were very nice.
Yes.
As somebody with glasses, masks weren't necessarily fun, but just like I feel like that opened the ability to like maybe you as an introvert will identify like if I'm going in public, I have headphones in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to like fucking deal with anything, especially like at Walmart or stuff like that. And I feel like it's kind of allowed that. What was training like for you? Like how long were you off before like you started getting back into it, and then what did it look like once you got back into it?
Let me see. I think COVID hit in like March of 2020, like middle of it. I think I might have took like a month or two off.
Mm-hmm.
until I just called one day and I said, "Hey, do y'all know when training's gonna start back up?" And they said, "Oh, we here already.
Mhm.
They've been training." I said, "Oh, I didn't know it stopped, or I
Yeah.
didn't know it never stopped." So I just assumed, I guess, or I knew certain people weren't going, so I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Then we must be chilling
Yeah.
until further notice." But nope, sure enough, they was in there. I just didn't know. So as soon as I found out that it was a go, I was like, "Okay, cool. Let me head on back."
How did the actual training like differ? Like, or did it?
You just had to wear a mask. So you really had to make sure your cardio was right.
Yeah.
Uh, that's the only thing I can really think of. That, and I mean, you have to do the little
The
temperature joint. So yeah, that was always nerve wracking.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're looking forward to wrestling all day.
Yeah.
So fast forward February 2021. Who's your first match against?
A lot of people, because it was a battle royal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was, I don't know, everybody was in that battle royal. Everybody and their mama that showed up to that show was in that battle royal. I will say I eliminated Lucky Ali with a drop kick in that battle royal.
Yeah.
And then I think I got thrown out. So
What was your first individual match or like a tag team or like?
first singles match was against Mike Mon. It was against Mike Mon. It was in Denver, North Carolina, at the not Denver, Dallas, Old Dallas Brewery. Yeah, it was against Mike Mon.
Okay.
The one-on-one, I think we were like one of the first matches out.
What was that like for you? Like walking through the curtain, you're the only person. Like you're not like one out of like 100 people that's coming to the ring. It's like your time to shine.
Yeah. It was fun. I was excited but nervous. I did almost fall because it was like gravel getting to the ring, and I was so excited just trying to be a baby face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He almost slipped, bust my ass. So luckily I didn't.
Yeah.
I recovered.
How did you pick your music for that first time? Or is that something like you've had in the back pocket for a while?
I wish I could say I had in my back pocket as much music as I listened to. But also had to be mindful of where we were, and it was a family-friendly show. So I used Triumph, the instrumental to Triumph by Wu-Tang Clan. And that was just because the promoter knew I liked Wu-Tang. He was like, "Hey, how about this then?" I was like, "All right, that works.
Yeah.
If you like it, I love it, whatever."
Yeah. Sometimes I get in the mode where I listen to my playlist and I'm just like, which song would be cool to come out to?
Yeah. That's how I got into where I am now. I have a whole like theme song playlist of songs that I've either used before or songs that I would like to use in the future.
What's one that you want to use but you don't like? Either you don't think the crowd will get it or you just don't think it'll happen.
I don't know if I have one like that. Or there's some explicit songs where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't particularly use this, but
there's nothing like go back to like Jay Malachi, like the clean version of his entrance music kind of takes you out of it. Yeah. So
exactly. So it's like it's not gonna sound right if you bleep out the words.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
I turn my camera on. I cut my fingers on the way.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Welcome to Take the Pictures, the podcast within a podcast. This is the first one that nice enough to provide the pictures for, especially super last minute. So we'll hop into this. If you're listening, I'll probably have them on social media. I'm not the best at remembering to do stuff like that. But if you are listening, I will say, if you listen to Spotify, you can watch the video. So if you want to look down, you can see the video on Spotify. So plug there. But yeah, we will get started here with this first picture, going way back to you as a fan with Dem Boys.
Yeah, so that's my first indie show when I came down to Charlotte. That was not PWX, but it was Pro Wrestling Evo, I believe. I think PWX might have had a show either before or the day after, whatever it was. But yeah, I got to see the Briscoes wrestle, Cedric Alexander, Caleb Conley, a bunch of other wrestlers that I know now. I got to see those guys wrestle, and thankfully they let me take that picture for free and hold the belt for free. There was another wrestler. I'm not gonna say names, but there was another wrestler that I also asked to take their picture. They charged me. Now I'm like 16. I'm broke. I ain't got it on me.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Briscoes. Let me take that picture for free.
Next picture.
Dope.
Like this is the COVID times.
Yeah, that's also my first pro wrestling seminar. I'm sorry, second pro wrestling seminar. That was Myron Reed's first seminar that he did.
Mhm.
And then you got Sir Merrick Donovan, you got Cozy, you got Nate Burnham, Jackson Drake, Jay Malachi, Matt Diesel, Tim. You got so many good people in that picture.
Yeah.
People that I know now because of that. You know what I'm saying? This is a picture where, much like a lot of the pictures I picked, friendships formed probably from this specific seminar, as well as like some things that I do in the ring. Really picked up what Myron was saying. So yeah, that was a good experience for me.
You picked up some new stuff. What was your biggest takeaway from that seminar, like that you took with you into the ring?
Myron's take on realism is really good. So just the way he adds realism to a wrestling match, I think is really really dope, and that really stuck with me even now. There's like certain things I'll do and I'll think back like, oh yeah, I do that because he said it, you know.
That dude's awesome. Fucking cutters outside of the ring. Like,
Yes.
There's not really a way to fake that. Like, there's not a way to like soften that blow.
Yeah, no, you can't brace that. That's yeah. He better than me.
Yeah. So out of this whole crew here, pretty successful. Merrick, Tim, Malachi, Jackson Drake looking like Silas Young or Silas Mason. Nope. Silas Mason, yeah. Who do you think that you're better than in this group?
Oh wow. Oh Lord, what kind of question is that? I'm plead the fifth. Come on, man.
Okay.
What you doing to me?
We'll talk off air.
What do you do? What? Okay.
I'm just fucking with you. Next picture here. So we've got the Ugly Gang. You've got the Cream Pie Poppy here at the front. You've got the
Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper.
There you go.
It's such a good one too. Zay Vega. Do you have? Does Jordan D. Holt have like the
Untouchable?
The Untouchable.
Yeah.
Especially like in a line. Like
I hope so.
6 feet.
Yeah.
So
Well, if she a baddie, I don't really care that much.
Okay, 6 feet unless you have baddie. Okay, you should put that on a shirt. Ugly Gang, Ray Hawkins, Zay Vega. You guys kind of trained together. This is at APW Chester. What is it like getting to like form these relationships with these guys and be able to compete with them in the ring, especially like Zay? You guys,
it's dope. It's a brotherhood for real. You know, like that stuff that forms outside of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily in a wrestling ring. It's things that we've done outside of wrestling, just talking at a restaurant or in a car. You know what I mean? Just experiences we got.
These guys, you guys obviously have a strong bond together. What does the Ugly Gang mean? I'm not the only person who wants to know.
Yeah, man, that's whatever you want it to mean.
Okay.
Honestly, man, just it's really be yourself. Be you, be yourself. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rayhan did form it. You want to ask him that question for sure.
Yeah.
To get his definite interpretation, but that's how I was interpreted it. Just be you. Because look at, you got 3 different people that all came together, you know, to form something dope.
Yeah. I'm going to ask this question again. Out of this picture here, who do you think is better than?
I'm better than Zay.
Okay.
That's my tag partner / rival / arch nemesis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That one I can say, because I would hope that he would say that he's better than me. Because at some point we're going to have to wrestle each other again. And then we'll prove it again.
Okay.
And then when we team up, we're right back where we started.
I love it. I love it. This next picture, speaking of team, the ever underrated Cam Jackson.
Always.
And fake snow. It looks like you just like found out that Santa Claus wasn't real. If I'm being honest with you, you look pretty shocked. What's going on in this picture?
That was when me and Cam won the XWW World Tag Team Championships, the first time. And yeah, that was a dope moment. Me and him had a feud when I first got the XWW.
Uh,
We had therapy sessions. Then eventually, those therapy sessions started to work. So us teaming up led to us wrestling the other guys, Stuart Snodgrass and Keith Mack. We beat them, World Tag Team Champions, going into Christmas.
like, what are some of your favorite things about working there?
Opportunity, honestly. I've been given the opportunity to wrestle a lot of dope people. Even recently, I got to wrestle Rhett Titus. So to be given that opportunity, I think was fire. To wrestle Sean Legacy there was fire. To wrestle pretty much anybody that I ask.
Mhm.
You know, I've been able to wrestle guys like Elliot Shock, who, since I got into the business, he was there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've always been cool, but we never necessarily got to wrestle. It was like one of those matches like, oh man, one of these days. And then we finally got to. So all types of things like that. And I've been in main event matches. I've been in all different types of matches there. I got to experience a lot. I got to see a lot of different people come through. Some of my best footage is from XWW.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just so many opportunities given from just being on the XWW roster.
And a lot of cool environments too, because you're wrestling in front of people that aren't necessarily fans.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling from, like, I'm sure there's some regulars, but you're wrestling in front of a different crowd. Do you find that it's like more fun to try to, like, you have the opportunity to like turn these people into fans?
Yeah, that's always dope, just to see how people react to it, especially if all they know is WWE, if they even know that.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, if they see wrestling and they talk to you after the show, they're just gonna remember what they know from their childhood.
Yeah.
So to see that we made them a kid again is fire. You get a lot of first timers.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. You get a lot of kids it's their first time, and they, you know what I'm saying, just to see how people react to it and take to pro wrestling is always dope.
Yeah. And you're wrestling at a bar. There's a lot of cool, like, just cool atmosphere, like, cool looks. Like, I love a good bar show.
Drunk people just having a good time.
Yeah. What do you have any drunk people stories?
There was this one white lady that was flirting with everybody, and I mean everybody she could just get her hands on after the show. Like, the ring is gone. We're just kind of sitting, chopping it up. She wants to wrestle everybody. She touching everybody, not me. I didn't allow it. She kind of looked like she kind of like Tatanka a little bit. If that paints a picture, just imagine
that paints a picture perfectly for me. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she looked like Tatanka. But yeah, she was trying to go home with whoever, and it wasn't me. I left. I didn't stick around to see the fun. I was like, all right, y'all got that? I'm a skedaddle.
Who on the XWW roster is most likely to go home with her?
I'm gonna say Murph Mancini.
Okay. Shots fired.
Matter of fact, no, Quest.
Quest.
Yeah, Commissioner Quest. Former Commissioner Quest.
Yeah. We'll move on to this next picture here. Ashe.
Man, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's the bros.
Yeah.
That's my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed to be in this picture for so many different reasons. It's like all these people I look up to in some way, shape, or form. Ian, Yaya, Rayhan, Darius, Keith Mack, all of those guys I feel like are my OGs in wrestling.
Yeah.
So to be able to share a spotlight with them is fire.
Similar question here. Out of the people in this picture, who do you think that you're better than?
All of them.
I like
that. You want a story. You want a story. I see what you're doing. You want stir the pot. So we might as well just stir it.
But yeah, Ashe, I haven't been able to make a show just because
What you waiting on?
I have a baby now and it makes it harder.
Bring the
But
baby.
maybe if I go to Charlotte, I get to go to Jack in the Box. So
There you go.
Jack in the Box, Ashe. I might have to make the show coming up soon, but seriously, there's so much talent here. Underrated talent, overrated. I wouldn't say overrated, but like well-rated talent here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Yaya, Rayhan. They just both came back. Well, Yaya's had the gold, but like Rayhan just won the tag titles in New York.
Rayhan just won the tag titles at XWW. Or I'm sorry, not Rayhan. Yahya and EMX. Well, they just won the XWW championships.
So Keith Mack just, I don't know if he's still the champion at ABW Chester, but him and
he is tag champion.
Yeah, just so much talent in this picture. What was it like when you first heard about Ashe? Like,
it was dope. Mainly because that's something that I wouldn't have dreamt of. You know what I mean? As a child, and then as I got older, it was only something that I could create myself on a video game.
yeah,
So once I started seeing Black-owned promotions, it's like, man, I want to be a part of this one and that one and this one and that one. And then with Ashe, it's like, that's happening here,
mm-hmm.
you know, and that's my people that's doing it. So it's dope to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. And just like everything that they're doing, from like the pictures that they're taking and providing for the people, the cool content where they like go through your gear bag, like the music
different.
is like, it's different. It's great. It's exactly what wrestling should be. Like wrestling has been the same since fucking 1958. And I think people are starting to realize that you can make it better. And this is a prime example of taking it to the next level here.
Yeah, it's definitely an elevation.
Yeah, 100%. So you're better than all of these people. Are you faster than Ian Maxwell? Like, legitimate question here.
Yes, I can be. Absolutely.
And have you been cream pied by?
You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that sometimes.
Okay.
You know, like who doesn't enjoy one?
Yeah, I enjoy good cream pie too.
Yeah, you want one.
Yeah. Is that a fat joke?
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
I turn my camera on. I cut my fingers on the way.
All right, we are back. That was
Shout out to The Office, man.
Yeah, very, very good show. Do you have, what's your Mount Rushmore of TV?
Ooh, Atlanta,
Okay, yeah.
The Boondocks, Malcolm in the Middle, Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents is good. Do you think if you, like, let's say, gun to your head, somebody's like, sing the Fairly Odd Parents theme song right now or die, do you think that you could do it?
I got it.
Okay. Do you think that you could?
Timmy is an average kid that no one understands. Da-da-da-da. Mom and Dad and Vicky always giving him commands. In his room is open instantly. And it's magic little fish that gives every wish. Because in reality, they are. You get the point.
Yeah. Yep. You survived.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I got to see if I'm watching the show, I can list off the grape juice, lava juice, giant snake bread. I can list off that as I'm seeing it. I know the essence.
The essence is all that matters. If you had a Fairly Odd Parents, like, what are you wishing for? Like,
they're really strict on money and such. At this point, gear, merch, you know, stuff that I save up for. So if I can't use money, if I can't get money, stuff that I would buy.
Yeah, save yourself some money.
And food. You know,
that would be nice just to
Chick-fil-A
be able
on a Sunday.
Oh,
A chopped cheese when I'm not in New York.
a chopped cheese. Yeah, I feel like I would be the size of a like my apartment building if I had really odd parents, because I'd probably get a little too high, and then I would just like DoorDash via Wanda and Cosmos, just every wildest desire that I could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Wawa or Sheets?
Sheets.
What's
Wawa
your
has yet to impress me.
oh? I'm a
It is
big
what it
Wawa
is.
guy.
It
Yeah.
is what it is. I went this past weekend. I looked at the menu. I will say there was a panini
Uh-huh.
that I didn't know they had until I seen somebody else with it, and I was like, damn, I should have got that.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like Sheets has a wow factor as soon as I see the menu.
So here's what I'm gonna say: Sheets, Shawn Michaels, Wawa, Bret Hart.
No, you can't. No, we can't always do that with stuff when we disagree.
Well, I
We
mean,
no.
okay, we'll agree to disagree on this.
Ah,
At Sheets, what's your go-to app sampler?
listen, forget the app sampler. I'm gonna tell you what you get. You get that mozzarella burger,
Okay.
the mozzarella sticks and the marinara sauce on it. You either get that as a burger or get it as a grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Some fries, some chicken wings. You're having a good time.
What,
Gotta
what
get the little Cinnabon bite joints.
are you getting? That's an expensive order.
I don't live close to a Sheets, so it's like if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. That's how I am with Wawa.
That's fair.
What movie? Let's say you're on a desert island. You have to pick one movie that you have to watch it every single day. What movie are you picking?
Jesus. Can it be a part 1 and part 2?
Yeah, sure.
Can it be Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2?
Do you have a favorite out of the two? It can be, yeah.
Maybe Volume 1. That one got Vivica A. Fox in it. And that one ends with Lucy Liu.
Okay, so you're covering all your bases there. You got the action. You're going to be on the island, so you're going to need. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Would you rather go on a road trip with Tatanka Lady back to Detroit for a show, or
Oh, God.
have her stay with you for a week and be your roommate?
As an introvert, I can ignore people very easily, so I might just go with the roommate.
You guys are in, like, college style, like.
I guess we fist fighting.
Okay.
Like, it's like I'm gonna be strict. I don't.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, in general,
Yeah.
odor.
Odor.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, what are we doing? We grown.
Who's one
Why?
person wrestling that needs to wash their gear more? I feel like in this day,
Everybody should be. I should be washing y'all gear after every match.
is there somebody that like you dread working because of odor?
There is, but I ain't gonna say no names. We don't need to.
We'll talk about after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We can definitely talk about it after. But we don't
Okay.
need to. We're all trying to have a good time here.
All right. Message me, everybody, if you want to know what he said. I'm just kidding. So, what is your favorite superhero movie?
Ooh, thank you for that. Favorite superhero movie. I don't know if it's a recency bias, but Deadpool and Wolverine was so good.
Very good.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Before that, it was probably. Ooh, it might have been Endgame,
Uh,
just because I mean you can't beat that portal scene.
mm.
You can't beat it. Like there's so many good ones, but that's one that's really good.
This next question is brought to you by the Bidet Boys podcast. By the time this come out, we will have just watched Santa's Sleigh, which is a Christmas slasher movie where Bill Goldberg plays Santa, and he kills, I think we counted up to 30 different people in this movie. The week before that, we had The Gifted One, Yaya. We watched Shark Tales, available where you can listen to it right where you listen to this. But what is your favorite bad movie?
Soul Plane. People hate on Soul Plane so much, but I love it.
We did
Each
Soul
version of it, each ending of it, where they end up in a different city, If you had the bootlegs like I did,
I had
sometimes you end
that.
up in LA, sometimes you end up in New York, sometimes you end up in Miami. You just never know.
That
That's the
yeah,
fun.
yeah. What's your favorite scene? Because we did that on the Bidet Boys. It's very recent.
Uh, yo, when the co-pilot Leslie Gaiman, when he's in the hot tub in the club in the
Uh,
plane, they say, "Hey, we need you." He gets out, slips immediately.
yeah,
Top tier.
yeah. Everything that Monique says in that movie is perfect. To say, like, especially the beginning of the TSA scene.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg talking about his resume is great.
Mhm.
We actually broke down and like looked at the resume. It's great. Soul Plane, like definitely underrated. And that question was brought to you by the Bidet Boys. So check that out. Do you have a movie, if you were to be on the Bidet Boys, that you would like to cover?
Oh man, yo, can we talk about Baby Boy and how everybody was a villain?
Baby
Like
Boy.
there were no good people in that movie.
I've never heard of Baby Boy, so we definitely can't talk about Baby Boy. Do you like me less now?
A little bit. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
Let me
you
let me
never.
look it up.
So you never like, man.
I was very sheltered growing up.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I could tell you don't watch BET. You couldn't miss it.
Baby Boy right here.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Check out the Rotten Tomatoes rating to see if it qualifies.
Also,
It's
watch
actually-
that as a child.
It's got 71% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's what's up.
It's a good movie.
It's a classic. I hate to say it, but it's a classic. But there are no heroes.
Last question I'll ask is, where do you want wrestling to take you?
I want wrestling to take me to a place where I can do this and not have to worry about bills. That's the easy answer,
Yeah.
right? But more to that, I do want to travel the world, see all the stuff that I've dreamt of as a kid, you know what I'm saying, all the places, and do that while using wrestling as the medium to do it. So I think that's the main thing that I really want. You know what I'm saying? The easy answer could be fame and fortune, but I really want to accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish as a kid, because I think that's when your mind is the most creative.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you really know what you want to do. So yeah, I think that's what I want to make younger me proud. And I want to check off all of those boxes.
Respect. That's a good answer. And then we'll end it with this. Who would your dream match be?
If I can only pick one person, I'll go with Shinsuke Nakamura, because that's been on my list for a while.
I was somewhat expecting a Jeff Hardy pick, but is that where something where you've kind of grown and like now that you're a wrestler, you appreciate Shinsuke maybe more than you do a Jeff Hardy?
It's mainly just me trying to pick one.
Yeah,
because I would have listed off like 100 people.
Okay.
I feel like Shinsuke would have had they both have a certain aura to them, so I can't even say that.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm only picking one, and again, I think it's just recency.
Yeah.
To where seeing Shinsuke for the first time reminded me of when I saw Jeff for the first time.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things in that regard. So had you asked me, honestly, if you asked me tomorrow, it might be Jeff. If you asked me next day, it could be RBD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could change every day.
Okay. I know I keep saying this is the last question, but this is the absolute last question.
But
would you rather only be able to listen to Jeff Hardy's music or never be able to listen to music again?
Oh, I'll listen to Jeff Hardy's music.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. Is Modest at the top in there? Is that in the playlist?
It's just him and the guy playing acoustic guitar.
That's fine. That's cool with me.
Okay.
That is all right with me. I'll support Jeff Hardy in all of his endeavors.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much. Before we wrap up, where can everybody find you on social media?
You can
can
find
also-
me.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
All of his socials will be in the link below. So you can just click or search there. I'll try to put the links there. Sometimes I just put the username, but you can find them all below.
Yeah, but that'll be at Jordan D. Holt on pretty much most social media. If you can't find me on there, I'm probably not there in the first place.
What does the D stand for?
Oh,
Wrong
God.
answers only.
Wrong answers only. The Brickashaw Ferguson.
Love that. And with that, we will wrap up this episode of Live, Laugh, Lariat. I am Daniel Pants. I am currently on the run from the law, and this is Jordan Holt.
Who do you think you are? I
I warm it up like Kane in his prime. Fuck with us, you insane in the mind. You cowards way out of line. Money talk, boy, you wasting my time. You don't wanna put the work in. You just wanna taste of the shine. Real talk, so it's hard to trust. I'm in it for the long